Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we've got one more game against the Dodgers. We've got a chance to sweep the Dodgers, but it's also before an off day and the rest is more important. So we typically take the non-squirrel or non-apples out first. So basically just the guys that aren't from the story mode. Okay, make sure I got that right. I think so. Let's change the order around a little bit. There we go. Defense looks good. Now let's get this game started. Alright, looks like a nice blue sky day here at Panpaca Park, although I am recording this later than usual. It's about almost 8 o'clock here as I'm sitting here recording. Had different work hours today, so couldn't do my usual like 3 o'clock or so game. Alright, Gil on the mound. Which he didn't go all the innings I necessarily wanted him to go. Came up one inning short of that and even had to twist his arm a bit to get that far, but he still did a great job in a spot start. That will bring Rafael Furcal in the box to lead this game off, and he will look at a curveball for strike one. Swings and misses at a curveball. Elevated fastball for strike three. It's some pretty classic pitching backwards out there. Matt Merton at the plate then. He's actually had a pretty good series against us. And he will keep the train rolling with the base hit in the left. 1 on, 1 out, and here comes James Loney. Who hasn't had a bad season either, though maybe he hasn't hit us quite as well as he normally does. That's all vibes. I don't have any number to back that up. Just a feeling. It's got a 1-2 count. Called strike on a curveball. Loney doesn't like the call. I'm not sure I would necessarily agree with it either, but here we go. Andrew Jones just smacked a home run high up into the, well, actually, not quite as deep as I thought it was going to be. Still no doubt. 413 feet, his 12th home run of the year. And that gives the Dodgers an early 2-0 lead. So here's Andre Ethier. The base is now empty with 2 outs. And he will hit this first one. Oh, we got some miscommunication in the field. Joey ends up being the one to pick that up all the way from shortstop. So both Terry and Phil went to go cover their bases, and they both just let the ball fall. So here's Widger with a, it has to go down as a hit, but not really. So Widger with the extra out here has a 1-2 count. He will go down swinging, so no harm done. Dodgers, though, like I said, score 2 on a 2-run homer out of Jones. Phil is going to lead things off today for the Squirrels. The Dodgers look to have the same lineup that they've had out there. Tom Gorzolani has apparently come over here from Pittsburgh. I don't know if I kind of feel like that happened last year. Couldn't tell you for sure, but I think I did know that. But he is very familiar with this from all those years in Pittsburgh. Phil has a ground ball to third. Widger takes care of that, no problem. Here's Sweeney. First pitch, a high slider that's in there for a strike. Looked iffy to me, but doesn't matter. Sweeney hits this one deep into left center. Merton is not going to catch up to that. Sweeney, will he stop at second? He will not. He is on his way to third. A 1-out triple. So that probably would have been a home run in a lot of parks. But We do have an especially deep left center. That brings a tying run to the plate in the form of Quinton, who will bat right-handed. He will look at strike one. That one just a bit higher, apparently. And down in the dirt. It's 2-1. That changeup drifts inside. It's a 3-1 count. Quinton takes all the way. We've got a full count. One out, runner on third. Swing and a miss, strike three. That was unfortunate. Here's Terry, who have not checked lately. I don't know if he and Andrew Jones are now tied for second in the National League for home runs, or if some other people have gotten ahead of him, because it has been a while since Terry hit one. He's got a 1-2 count at the moment. He will watch that curveball break outside. Hits this one. Deep throw for call, but he gets it there in time, and that will keep the game at a 2-0 Dodger lead. Squirrels cannot cash in on Sweeney's one-out triple. So Pearsall is going to start things off for LA here in the second. Gill will start him off with a fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. And this will not get over Sweeney's head at third. That will be the first out of the inning. Here's Brian Pena, who I'm not entirely sure has a hit this whole series. Looks at strike one. Hits this one to Sweeney on the ground. Good strong throw over to first. Two away. Here is Gorzolani at the plate. He's hitting over 200. Cracks his bat here, and Joey's going to catch it on a short hop. No matter, it is the third out of the inning. 2-0 Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the second, where the Squirrels will start off with Frank at the plate. First pitch is called a strike. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. And that fastball stays outside. Gorzolani comes in with the curveball, but it's too far inside. 2-2. Popped up. Gorzolani will make the catch. So here is Miyake. One out. Nobody on base. Miyake has been a little hot at the plate lately. Takes that pitch in the dirt. Gorzolani, another still at the knees, but that's at least a strike. Elevates one, and Miyake can't catch up to it. It's 1-2. Pops this one over to for call, and that will be the second out of the inning. So here is Martinez, average sitting at 205 at the moment. Changeup breaks too far in. Oh, fastball nearly hits him, brushes back Martinez. 2-0. There's a called strike with a bit of a backdoor curve. Fastball pretty much down the middle, and it gets fouled away. 2-2, two outs. This will be caught by Pearsall. Thought it had a chance to get into center field, but a pretty decent play there at second. 2-0 Dodgers as we go to the third, and they are already back at the top of their order. Call struck out in his first at-bat, one of three Dodgers to do so. Looks at strike one in this at-bat. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Pitch misses. And curveball in there for strike three. One down, Matt Merton got a base hit and then started to steal second, but Andrew Jones put it out of the park on that swing, so he got to trot the rest of the way home. Grounds this one to third. That'll be the second out of the inning. Here's James Loney, struck out in his first at-bat. Pitch is in there for strike one. Sinker bounces in. Fastball misses down and in as well. 2-1. There's a called strike to make it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now we go to the bottom of the third inning. Dodgers still leading 2-0. The Squirrels will start off with Joey at the plate. Gorzolani in there with a strike. A little up in the zone, but it was definitely a strike. Swing and a miss on the curveball will make it 0-2. This is going to get into left field, and it will get in there for the Squirrels' second hit of the day. So Gill at the plate, batting an even 100 on the year. Watches that pitch go up and in, and this will be called a strike. Now he shows bunt. Pulls it back, and it's called a strike. 1-2, bunt still on, and it will stay fair. Right there on the line. It's a successful sacrifice. Gets Phil back at the plate with the runner in scoring position and 1 out. Well, Phil hitting .218, which is probably pretty close to his career average, which is why he's no longer our starting leadoff man after year 1. But he comes up with the base hit here into right center, and that will be an RBI to make it a 2-1 Dodgers lead. Here's Sweeney. He hit a triple back in the first inning, but could not come around to score. Looks at ball 1. Watches that changeup bounce in. Outside again, it's 3-0. There's a called strike. Sweeney taking all the way. Takes again, and he will take a walk. 2 runners on with 1 out. Quinton, I do believe, struck out in his first at-bat. Watches that curveball miss. Gorzolani seems to have lost the zone here. Puts that one in the zone, and down the line, but hooks foul. 1-1. Oh, swings at one in the dirt. 1-2. This one gets away. That will move both runners up 90 feet. 2 runners in scoring position and a 2-2 count. Oh, will it get out of Loney's range? No, he will make the catch on a foul out. So it's up to Terry to come up with the base hit and hopefully give the Squirrels a lead. First pitch goes outside. Bounces in a curveball to make it 2-0. There's a called strike on an elevated fastball. That is fouled away. That'll make it a 2-2 count. Fouled away again. This pitch is inside. We got a full count with 2 outs, but runners will stay put with first base open. And Terry comes up empty. The Squirrels do cut the lead in half. It's now a 2-1 Dodgers lead as we go into the 4th inning, where Andrew Jones is going to lead off. Jones hit the 2-run homer back in the first inning. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Will this be a hit? No, that's a pretty routine play, actually. Didn't hit it quite as hard as I thought he did. So here's Andre Ethier. Got a base hit his first time up, although it really shouldn't have been. It should have been an easy play for Terry. But he decided to go cover first instead, and Phil didn't show any interest either, so here we are. It's got a 1-2 count in this at-bat. He will hit this one back to Gill by the first base line, kind of like a swinging bunt, with a little more hop to it, and Gill does make the play. So here is Widger. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That sinker misses down by his feet. There's a called strike. Looked like it might have been low, but Gill gets a call. Fouled away. That will make it 1-2. 2 away, nobody on base. High fastball gets called for strike 3, and that will end the top of the 4th. Dodgers still ahead by 1. The Squirrels will start off with Frank at the plate. Can't really remember what Frank did last time. I don't think he struck out. I want to say he hit a grounder, but I could not tell you where. Anyway, he's got an 0-2 count at the moment. And looks at strike 3 right down the middle. Don't know what he was looking for. Miyake, credited with a flyout. I don't remember where he flew out to, but he gets a base hit through the right side this time, so it puts a pretty speedy runner on first. Martinez lined out in his first at-bat as he looks at strike 1. And he's going to come up with a base hit over Pearsall's head this time. Couldn't quite get it out of his reach the first time, but gets the hit now. Gives Joey 2 runners on with 1 out. High hop. That'll probably keep the... Oh, whoa. Actually, no, it did not keep us out of the double play because Pearsall happened to field it right in time to tag out Martinez. Well, that was unfortunate. So we'll go into the 5th with the Dodgers still leading by 1, and Pearsall, after making that play, will get to lead off. Pearsall looks at that pitch outside. Slider down low, makes it 2-0. There's a called strike. Borderline pitch, but we'll take the call. Swing and a miss on the fastball, makes it 2-2. Called strike 3. 1 away, here is Brian Pena. Ground out to third in his first at-bat. That fastball sailed a bit on Gill, I think. Follows it up with a curveball in there for a strike. Another ground ball to third. And that will bring up the pitcher's spot. Gorzelani ground out in his first at-bat. I don't remember where. That fastball up and out. There's a ground ball, but it's going to go foul on the third base side. Makes it 1-1. Chases a curveball in the dirt to make it 1-2. Swings and misses at a sinker, and that will end the top of the 5th. Dodgers still leading by 1. The Squirrels will start off with Gill at the plate. All right, Gill will look at strike 1. He sacked bunted his last time up, so it kept his average at that even 100. Hits this one pretty much right to for call. He does have to leap to make the catch, but wasn't a spectacular play. Phil did have an RBI single last time up. Grounds this one to third, and that will be the second out of the inning. So here's Sweeney. He has tripled and walked so far. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one into left center. That will be kept at a single. So there's Quinton. He fouled out in his last at-bat. Struck out in his first at-bat. Sweeney takes off on it's supposed to be a hit and run, but he does end up with a stolen base, so we can live with that result. Runner in scoring position, that would be the tying run. Quinton can find some grass out there. Swings and misses at a high pitch. And does get this one through the left side. Here comes Sweeney home to tie the game. Throw goes home as well. So that allows Quinton to get to second base. And we are now tied at 2. All right, the go-ahead run in scoring position for Terry. Gorzelani getting tired. And he tries to throw that one away. Pena does make the grab, though. That pitch is low. That makes it 2-0. Oh, that was such a hittable pitch, and Terry just watched it. Hits this one. Will it get down? No. Furcall makes the play. So we're now tied at 2 as we go into the 6th inning, and Furcall will be the leadoff batter. Furcall 0 for 2. Struck out both times today. 2 of Gill's 8 strikeouts so far. It's got a 1-1 count at the moment. Sinker misses as well. 2-1. At fastball, up and out. Grounds that one foul. I was also trying to think of double switch scenarios in my head, then realized I don't do that when the bench guys are in, so we don't have to worry about that. Furcall goes down for the 3rd time swinging. So here's Matt Merton. He is 1 for 2 today. Looks at strike 1. That curveball bounced way out ahead of the plate. Tries it again. This time he gets a swing and a miss to make it 1-2. It was a much better curveball. Throws it again and again. Gets a swing and a miss. 2 away. Here's James Loney. He has also struck out in both at-bats so far today. And looks at strike 1 here. Grounds this one to first. Harry steps on the bag, and that will end the top of the 6th. Frank will lead off things in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are tied at 2. Oh, the Dodgers will change pitchers. Not sure which Francisco this is. Frank Francisco, apparently. I could have sworn it was Franklin Francisco, but maybe I'm thinking of a different player. Anyway, his first pitch is a fastball inside. And a fastball right at the knees, 1-1. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased a couple high ones there. So here is Miyake. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Splitter in there for a strike. Hits this one right by second base. Pearsall will make that grab. 2 away, and here is Martinez. Also got a base hit in his last at-bat, then got caught in a really unfortunate double play. It's got a 1-1 count. Make it 2-1. That curveball down in the dirt. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. He's going to hit this one into left, and that will get down for his second hit of the day. Here is Joey. He hit into the unfortunate double play. I thought it was going to have a high enough hop that they were only going to be able to get the out at. Oh, that's fair. Right by Loney there at first. Runners on the corners. You know what? We are not usually how we play things, but we're going to put in Tom to try to get this run and get the lead here in the 6th. Usually we would let Gill ride it out in a tie game, but runs have been at a premium today. Tom does not come through. He grounds out to Loney. Well, he tried. Still tied going into the 7th. Andrew Jones is going to lead it off for the Dodgers. So we will go get Gonzalez. He might have to go a couple here. First pitch is in there for a strike. Popped it up. Sweeney is waiting for it. And he makes the catch. One down. Here is Andre Ethier. Officially 1 for 2, though I don't think either ball has left the infield. It's got a 1-1 count at the moment. Hits this one. Looks like Gonzalez will field it. Well placed. That is a legitimate infield hit. We're getting a pinch runner. Soria comes in, though he's rated the same speed as Ethier, so I'm not sure they actually gained anything. Widger looks at a ball. Splitter called strike one. Fastball, more solid strike, we'll say. 1-2. Swings and misses at a cutter for the second out of the inning. So here's Pearsall. He is lined out and struck out so far today. And we will look at strike one here. Grounds this one to Phil, who probably could have tagged the runner, but makes a throw instead. Doesn't matter. Tied at 2 as we go to the 7th inning stretch, and Phil will lead it off on the other side of the break. Alright, so here is Phil, and he will look at strike one. Swings and misses at a splitter. That fastball sails a bit. 1-2. Hits this one foul. Swing and a miss, strike three. One away, Sweeney. He's 2 for 2. Tripled, walked, and singled. So really, he's got the hard one already out of the way for a cycle. Now it's just really get enough at-bats. It's got a 2-1 count at the moment. Pops this one into right. Soria doesn't have to move an inch, so that probably dooms the cycle attempt. Quinton, his first left-handed at-bat, got a double in his last one. Looks at a ball. It's Francisco getting tired out there. So gets the benefit of the doubt on that one. That's what I was trying to say. Looks like the same pitch, but didn't get the same call. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Hits this one right to Loney, and that will end the 7th inning. We go into the 8th, still tied at 2. Brian Pena will lead it off. Pena has ground out twice today. Looks at strike one. This one catches the outside corner. Splitter gets a swing and a miss for strike three. One away. Francisco is going to get to hit here, which is surprising because he looks like he's about out of gas. Apparently they want him to start the bottom of the 8th. He's got a 1-1 count at the plate. This one is down and away. Cutter gets a swing and a miss. That'll make it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. So here's Raphael for call. He has struck out in all 3 bats so far today. Starts off with the ball in this at-bat. And swings and misses at a changeup. Another changeup gets another swing and a miss. It's not broke, don't fix it. Looks at it for strike three, and that'll end the top of the 8th. Still tied at 2. The Squirrels are going to start off with Terry at the plate. Terry's 0 for 3, and he has come up with some chances. So instead of doing all that, he will just hit it out of the ballpark for his 13th home run, 403 feet. Say his first one in a while, only his second one in May, I'm pretty sure. And he gives the Squirrels the late 2-3 lead. And that will be it for Francisco. Here's Chad Billingsley. All right, Frank also 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Looks at strike one here. Looks at strike two. Swing and a miss, strike three. One down, here's Miyake. He's 1 for 3 so far. Looks at a strike on a curveball. Swings and misses at a fastball. Fouls that one away. Still 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 down, here's Martinez. He is 2 for 3 on the day. He's got that average pumped up to 234. And he will swing and miss at the first pitch. Changeup misses the zone. Misses again with the changeup. 2-1. Grounds this one foul right by the third base coach. Makes it 2-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on base. And he will get his third hit of the day right up the middle. Now what's gotten into Martinez today? Brings Joey to the plate. He is 2 for 3 with a couple singles. Fouls this pitch away. Pena giving chase, but he won't make it there. Called strike on a curveball. Pops this one up in the air. Billingsley is going to field it himself near the third baseline, and that will bring us to the 9th inning. Squirrels now leading by 1 run as we go into the 9th. Matt Merton will lead things off for the Dodgers. So we will go get Shibuya, who I think is sitting on 20 saves at the moment. He's at least got 20. Don't think he's gotten one since then, but I can't remember exactly how long ago that was. All right, Merton is 1 for 3. Actually scored the first run of the game, and he will come up with a base hit in the left. Frank sort of cuts it off. Merton going for 2. He might be in trouble. Oh, he's in there safely. I thought we might have cut him off. So here's Loney with the tying run in scoring position. That pitch sails high. Ground ball. Loney, Merton goes back to second. They do get the out at first. So here's Andrew Jones. Hit a 2-run homer back in the first inning with this almost exact same setup. Merton was trying to steal second when he hit that one. Goes into center field, and it does not stay up for Miyake. Hit hard enough, though, that Merton doesn't score. We are going to get a pinch runner for Andrew Jones. Willie Bloomquist will come in. Soria, his first at-bat of the game. Tying run 90 feet away. He looks at strike 1. Swings and misses at strike 2. This would be a really big strikeout. And Shibuya gets it on a breaking ball. Soria doesn't like the call. Widger has struck out all 3 times today, so the Dodgers call him back and put Mask out to hit, who does have some power. He grounds this one to shortstop, and the Squirrels are going to, by the skin of their teeth, pull this game out and get the sweep of the Dodgers. Today's final score, Los Angeles Dodgers 2, Indianapolis Squirrels 3. Squirrels did not take the lead until the bottom of the 8th, and the bottom of the 9th was not exactly clean. All right, Terry and Shibuya will share your player of the game honors. I'm not sure Shibuya did just about everything except let a run in. But that is your game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. We are off tomorrow, so we'll be back Saturday, though I don't remember who we're playing. So I guess we will find out together this weekend. We'll see you then.